letter to the churches at Thyatira. So this Thyatira is modern Akhisar, Turkey. Yun ang pangalan niya ngayon, ano? And it is located 35 miles southeast of Pergamum. Was the home of the businesswoman Lydia. Kung matatandaan niyo si Lydia doon sa Acts chapter 16 verses 14 to 15, siya yung na-convert ni St. Paul na babae na may tinda na purple cloth. So yun, dito siya nakatira sa Thyatira. Yan. So, dito sa Thyatira, may mga trade guilds, no? Powerful ang mga trade guilds dito. Merong textiles, kung matatandaan nyo, si Lydia, no? Seller siya ng purple cloth, no? So, may mga guilds yan sila. Meron din mga bronze at saka mga silversmith. Yan, ang mga trade doon sa Thyatira. And dominated yon ng local economy and controlled by every business So, ang mga business na kanila, dapat member ka ng may mga guilds yan, And yung mga guilds na yun, may mga Diyos-Diyosan din yan sila. Yun. So, to work in any trade, one had to belong to a guild. No? So, yung guild ng trade na yun, dapat member ka doon. And pag member ka doon, may mga pagan gods sila na may mga ritual din sila. Ang Kristiyano, no? Makokompromiso mo ang belief mo kay Jesus Christ, no? So, yung guild meetings, may mga pag-aalay sila sa mga pagan gods nila, tapos kakainin nila yung mga meat na inalay doon. May mga illicit sexual relations din. Most temples had male and female prostitutes permanently assigned to serve the temple and its worshippers. Ibang klase din. Opposite ng Christianity. Tayo parang holiness, no? Kumbaga wala ngang hindi pwede yung mga illicit na mga hindi nga pwede yun mga open na ganyan, husband and wife lang sa kanila, opposite naman, no? Any Christian who worked in a trade faced problems. Yan. His commitment to Christ and obedience to living a life of holiness as a Christian would affect his livelihood, his acceptance by his peers, and his ability to feed the house and his family. So makikita nyo na lang yung sakripisyo ng mga Kristiyano nung unang panahon dito sa Thyatira at saka dun sa mga kaninang mga churches. Kasi ang laki ng gini-give up nila ay para maging faithful sila sa belief nila kay Jesus Christ. They have to give up yung kanilang career, no? Yung kanilang ipapakain sa pamilya, no? Ang hirap. Buti kung mas madali-dali kung yung misis mo sasang-ayon sa iyo, no? Iyon na sige Christian tayo, natin yan, itataguyod natin yan ganyan. Paano kung hindi, di ba? So ang hirap ng sitwasyon, no? Siyempre gipit, at tapos may mga anak ka, no, na papakainin. So ang hirap ng buhay doon sa Thyatira noon. A community in the grip of a false prophetess. Yeah. Write to the angel of the church in Thyatira and say, here is the message of the Son of God, who has eyes like a burning flame and feet like burnished bronze. I know your activities, your love, your faith, your service, and your perseverance, and I know how you are still making progress. Nevertheless, I have a complaint to make. You tolerate the woman Jezebel, who claims to be a prophetess, and by her teaching, she is luring my servants away to commit the adultery of eating food which has been sacrificed to idols. I have given her time to repent, but she is not willing to repent of her adulterous life. Look, I am consigning her to a bed of pain, and all her partners in adultery to great hardships, unless they repent of their practices. And I will see that her children die, so that all the churches realize that it is I who test motives and thoughts and repay you as your deeds deserve. But on the rest of you in Thyatira, all of you who have not accepted this teaching or learned the deep secrets of Satan, as they are called, I am not laying any other burden, but hold firmly to what you already have until I come. To anyone who proves victorious and keeps working for me until the end, I will give the authority over the nations, which I myself have been given by my Father, to rule them with an iron scepter and shatter them like so many pots. And I will give such a person the morning star. Let anyone who can hear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. Thyatira, yung kaninang letter, no? it begins, no? Sabi, yung sender is the letter from the Son of God, whose eyes like burning flame and feet like burnished bronze. The Son of God, actually galing yan kay Daniel chapter 10 verse 6, no? Yung ano, one like the Son of God, no? Yun yung prophecy ni Daniel na yung Messiah, no? Is the Son of God coming from the heaven, may ganon. Yan, no? And then his eyes, sabi naman ni John, ano? His eyes burning like a flame, his feet like burnished bronze. Bakit kaya sinabi ni Jesus yun, no? Yung chief deity doon sa Thyatira, no, is si Cyremnos. Si Zeus yung pinaka-chief god. Cyremnos, no, is the son of Zeus. Si Zeus is a god, si Cyremnos is son of God. Sinasabi ni Jesus na, ako lang ang son of God. Okay? Hindi yan si Cyremnos na yan, ano, na tinatawag na son of God din. So the people who practice emperor worship proclaim Augustus Caesar as the incarnate son of God. So maraming God doon sa sa Thyatira, no? Hindi lang si Cyremnos, pati itong si Caesar Augustus Caesar is also tinatawag na incarnate son of God, no? So worship of the city's chief god mixed with the devotion of the deified Caesar was the central feature of the Thyatirian community. So meron ng Cyremnos na son of God, meron pang Augustus Caesar na incarnate son of God, no? Pareho din ang title ni Jesus, no? So, pero yung kay Jesus nga naman, capital letter God. No? The conflict between worshiping false son of God and the true son of God was always present for the Christian community. And it's probably why the first word of Christ to the church is the proclamation that He alone is the Son of God. Kaya yun ang introduction ni Jesus kanina doon sa letter niya, no? Isulat mo diyan, sa church ng Thyatira na itong sulat na to ay nanggagaling sa the only Son of God. Yun. Kasi parang ibinabangga ni Jesus doon sa mga sons of gods na wino-worship doon sa Thyatira. I know your activities, your love, your faith, and your service, and your perseverance, and I know how you are still making progress. So kinompliment sila ni Jesus, no? Doon sa love, sa faith, sa service, tsaka sa perseverance sila. Talagang commendable naman talaga, no? Dahil tingnan nyo naman ang hirap ng mga taga-Thyatira, no? Buhay. Sa panahon natin ngayon, hindi pa makapagsimba ng maayos, ano? Pero wala pang humahadlang na mga ganito, no? So, nakakahiya tayo sa mga unang Kristiyano. Nevertheless, I have a complaint to make. You tolerate the woman Jezebel. So, sino ba tong Jezebel na to, no? So, in spite of all the good works of the church sa Thyatira, this community allowed themselves to be led into doctrinal heresy and moral laxity by a woman with influence. So ito pong Jezebel dito, hindi actually si Jezebel, no? Ito ay parang kumbaga hinahalin tulad yung babae na dito sa Thyatira, doon sa Jezebel, doon sa Old Testament, no? Kasi kung matatandaan niyo, no, yung si Jezebel doon sa Old Testament, yung asawa ni King Ahab ng Israel, isang pagano na babae pinakasal sa ishari ng Israel. And itong babae na to, si Jezebel, ini-influence niya yung mga Israelites, no, into worshiping yung god niya na si Baal, no? So ang showdown si Elijah at yung mga prophet ni Baal, no? So yun, tulad ni Jesus na merong isang babae dito sa Thyatira, no, she's a woman of influence. Ang sabi nga nila, baka wife ng isang pastor or ng isang elder or ng isang bishop. The bishop and the elders were allowing false doctrine to have a place in the teaching of the church. Tapos pinapakain yung mga food doon sa mga sacrifice to the idols. Siguro nagiging lax, no? Maring pwede ka namang kumain yan, sumama ka doon. Kasi, di ba nga, sa mga guild kasama yung mga pagsasamba na yun, tapos mawawalan sila ng trabaho or hindi sila mapapasama doon sa trade na yun, So, hindi natin alam eksakto kung paano niya manipulate yung mga teachings, no? Pero sabi ito, moral laxity. So, siguro nagiging relax sila. And she's influencing the Christians, no? Doon sa Thyatira. Kaya pinapagalitan din yung bishop, yung elders, no? Because inaalaw nila yung babae, no? Which is sa isang mga sulat parang sinasabi na she is the wife of an elder. So the Jezebel of the church at Thyatira advocated compromise with paganism. Yun nga, hinahaluan ng konting paganism yung kanilang Christian faith yan. Tolerate the woman Jezebel. Christianity is intolerant of false doctrine. A church that tolerates false teaching is a church under God's judgment, for He will not tolerate her. So pwede naman tayo magkaroon ng mga dialogue with other churches or other religions, no? Sa mga Jews, Muslims, Buddhists, ganyan. Pero when it comes to clear violations of biblical law, doctrine, teaching, dogma, and truths of the Holy Catholic Church, God requires the leadership of the community to put a stop to false teaching before it damages the integrity of the church. So, mali po yung sinasabi ng iba kung naririnig nyo. No? After all, there is only one God. So, worship given to Allah or Buddha is really offered to the true God. Mali po yun. Unless they repent of their practices, then hindi mabibigyan ng God's wrath, no? So there is always mercy, no? Mercy amidst the judgment. In a theme throughout the book of Revelation, laging merong pero pag nagsisi at nagbalik loob, hindi matutuloy ang judgment ni God. So the book is full of divine judgments, but there is always a prospect of divine deliverance for those who repent and turn to God, as there was throughout salvation history. Yeah. So verse 23, her children, no, I will see that her children die. Yung mga anak doon ni Jezebel, no? God will see to it that they die. Ang ibig sabihin ng her children, yun yung mga followers, no, ni Jezebel, yung followers ng false doctrine na yon, ng babae na yon, yun. And her children I will kill with death, no? Referring to the judgment, not physical, no, spiritual death, kumbaga mapupunta sa impyerno. Yun. Lahat naman kasi mamamatay, no? So I will kill with death, ibig sabihin spiritual death. Yan, eternal separation from God.